You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, GH fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about the last scenes on Friday's episode as well as the promo for next week. The way they set it up, it implies that Jake Weber called his dad, Jason Morgan, to go help his mom, but I'm concerned just because of the look of the promo and some things I want you to consider. Let's talk about it first, but please subscribe if you have not. So, of course, Jake Weber was trying to score some underage beer at that seedy bar when he saw his mom's boyfriend, Finn, getting way too friendly with this random chick. And I am, like so many fans, very excited at the prospect of Liz dumping Finn's boozy, cheating butt and walking out the door. But I just had reason to question if Jason was the one that Jake called and if he is the one if he is showing up for Liz or for someone else. It's not that I don't want it to be. I do. I 100% do. I literally just did a video yesterday about how I hope that Finn is out of her life and it clears the path for Jason and Elizabeth to reunite now that he is free of the mob. So let me tell you why I initially doubted the way they edited Cliffhanger Friday and the promo for Monday. First, let's talk about Cliffhanger Friday. So Jake showed up at GH to tell Liz that he saw her boyfriend boozing and getting friendly with some skank. Then when Liz left to go confront Finn, Jake made a quick call. And here is exactly the words he said and the only words that he said. "This is Jake. My mom's got a situation. She needs you." He didn't say dad or anything to indicate that he called Jason. And, you know, part of my hesitation with this is that Jake does not like Jason very much at all. He thinks he's a criminal. Jake was 100% one of those that believed Jason shot Dante Falconeri. And even when the charges were dropped and Jason dropped by to see his son, Jake didn't soften up, even though Liz was very understanding. So for those reasons, it's entirely plausible that Jake would call somebody else, you know, one of Liz's other friends, her new best friend, Portia Robinson, her best friend from childhood, Terry Randolph. But, you know, I certainly hope he called Jason, his dad, because I really want that Jason-Liz reunion to happen. But I would be remiss if I didn't question everything, because that's what I do. That's what I'm here to do. So GH, and really to be fair, all four of the soaps are experts at pushing out promos that are sometimes misleading, sometimes that are cut together to indicate things that aren't really happening. They can do that to get you more ramped up for tuning in for things that don't quite manifest the way that you think they are watching the promo. I've even seen GH in the past, especially with like much longer promos, sometimes that they do for the big fan weekends and stuff. Sometimes they will throw in old footage. I've absolutely seen that into some promos. To me, that sketch or promo should be forward-looking new footage. So you'll have to pardon me if I did not take this at face value, even though I'm very excited, as a lot of you guys are, and I so want it to be true. So let me explain my doubts a little more. On Friday, we had Finn and this new lady friend making out on the couch when Liz came in. He's so drunk, it's like Finn is struggling to even focus on who walked into his apartment. On the plus side, at least he wasn't completely undressed banging the rando bar chick. But then again, he had had so much tequila, I would be impressed if he could make anything happen in the pants area. I mean, that was a lot of tequila. So in the promo for Monday, then we have Finn begging Liz, give me a chance to explain. And then in the next moment, we have the next time on General Hospital, and we see Jason in a doorway demanding, let her go. So yeah, it looks like Jake called him and Stone Cold rode to Liz's rescue. And just as an aside, and I mentioned this on the weekly spoilers, Finn saying, give me a chance to explain. Okay, I would definitely like to hear his explanation. What's he going to say? I knowingly decided to go to a seedy bar, drink a whole pile of tequila, start buying drinks for this rando, and bribed the bartender to buy a bottle of tequila, brought this woman back to my apartment, got even drunker with her, and then we were getting undressed on the sofa when you walked in. I mean, there's no context needed. It's quite evident what happened, so I'm not sure what explanation there is other than, oh, I'm so sorry, my dad died. Well, she knows that already, but that doesn't excuse his cheating behavior. So the other thing I had an issue with is just in the promo that made me had some doubts is Jason saying, let her go. Because Finn is not the kind of guy to get rough with a woman. Granted, he's drunk right now, but he's not a violent guy. He's not a rough and tumble guy. He's, a doctor. He's pretty wimpy. But I could see him taking hold of Liz's wrists, trying to just get her to stay in front of him, stay there long enough to hear him out, even though there's no way to excuse or explain what he did. And second, my other big issue was about architecture. I know that sounds crazy, but look, let me show you. So when Jason is standing in at the doorway, to the left of the door, it looks like there's these red bricks. And to the right of the door, you can't really see because you just see the door open. The hallway of Finn's place is a green wall. It's not brick. And then the entire inside of his apartment is white brick. Let me show you some photos. So this first photo, you can see Finn. This was the earlier scene where he was packing up some of his dad's clothes, a little flashback. And you can see the door, and on both sides of it, all white bricks, no red bricks in sight. And then second, you see Liz outside the apartment. She's digging out her keys in the hallway, and it's sheetrock, painted green, no red brick there. And then the third picture, there's Jason in the doorway, and you can see behind Jason the red bricks, okay? And so when I first saw this, I was like, okay, Jason doesn't look like he's at Finn's place, because Finn's place is this very distinctive white brick. Maxie's got white brick like that in her old apartment. There's very distinctive stuff, and it would be very strange to have sheetrock on one side of a hall and brick on the other, but it's a soap set. So anything like that is possible, any sort of asymmetry or anything like that. And because you guys know I'm a research girl, I looked around at all the different sets for a doorway like that with some red brick and all. There's some red brick at the pier. There's some red brick at Bobby's Diner. It's not either of those. So all of that being said, I took another look at the scene with Jason. And then what I saw was that the red bricks are behind him, and you can see where his head is, that his head is up in front of the door frame. So what I believe we have is Finn's door open, Jason standing in the doorway, and the brick and the everything that you see in the door jamb is the apartment across the hall. Because I did go back and I found some footage where Finn's front door was open, and I did see brick across the hall. So it's a very asymmetrical, weird thing, sheetrock on one side, brick on another. But after I had to really do my homework, because I just can't take soap promos at face value. So after looking at all of that and doing this deep dive, I am very hopeful that Jake did let bygones be bygones. He did call his dad to help his mom, and Jason does show up for Liz on Monday and tells her drunk boyfriend to bugger off. And I have my fingers crossed tightly that Liz says, "Great, let's go." And she leaves with Jason, and this is the start of something big for them. Their biggest obstacle in the past was either Sam, because she and Sam have been rivals for him, or primarily his involvement with the mob. Both of those are off the table now. There are no obstacles in their way. So yeah, this could be happening, and it could be kicking off on Monday. We will see. Drop your comments. Let me know if you noticed the same things I was noticing with the weirdness of the backdrops and the scenery that had me doubting everything. But now I'm totally on board. Drop your comments, subscribe if you haven't, and be sure and come back soon. We are here talking General Hospital 7 days a week. And as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.